Hi, my name is Harrison Barnes. I am 20 years old. I am a university student by day and nerd by any other time.
G'day, how's things? Oh, don't call it the crib. Hello, welcome to the apartment. Wonderful place. Small, that's the best way to put it. Well, this is the lounge room, the normal part of the kind of apartment. So this is my wonderful Too Many Hobbies shelf. It has a bit of everything. You got Gunpla, model kits, video games, Dungeons and Dragons, and then manga kind of spread out that way. My favorite Pokemon is, it's gonna be, not many people might know it, Snivy from Generation 5.
What makes me different? Hello, my name is Adrian Goldhopper. I am the Castellan of the Blue Scribes. I am in the Bloodstained Legion, a Melbourne and Gippsland warband. They have been a part of my life for the past 5 years, and I can never see a life without them. LARPing stands for live action role-playing, is, in the basic terms, a bunch of people who dress up in fantasy gear, or whatever gear they want to, depending on the LARP, and we hit each other with foam swords.
That's how it should be.
Oh, I'm a bad guy. But secretly. I follow one of the 4 Chaos Gods, Tzeentch in particular, the Changer of Ways. Our goal is to take over the towns that we inhabit, that be Suttenberg and Braylong, and then, as my boss says, the world.
Yes, I heard he was all right. All the best. Thanks, sir. Thank you. I mean, I still can play an attraction.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, forward! Advance!
Training days are just a bit of fun for everyone to come down on a weekday or weekend. Turning up to a Friday night or a Saturday game has always been something that's picked my mood up. If I've had a really bad week, seeing everyone, talking to them, being surrounded by such a caring community who will look after you and be there for you has always been such a massive pickup. It always makes the highlight of my week. If I know I'm having a bad week, I know Friday is when it gets good.
What makes me better than Adran? What makes me better than Adran Goldhopper? I'm Dorian Blackford. I'm better than everybody. I grew up in an area to the north called Sylvania that is actually run by vampires and stuff. Not that my character is one. Had an older brother who slighted me one time, so I challenged him to a duel. In this duel, I very purposely killed him. Actually joining a Slanesh cult briefly, which is where my worship of the Dark Gods began, and eventually landing my way down in Rubicon, far to the south, with the Bloodstained Legion.
3 words to describe Dorian. Idiot. Uncharming. Fool.
Interesting selection, especially given idiot and fool synonymous. So you really only insulted me twice on that front, Adjan.
Dorian's hair, if I could shave it, I would. That's the most common trait we've all used.
Why would you shave his head?
Because that's all he looks at. All he does is move around his hair like it's anything. If I could cut that hair, I would.
I am the best looking on this battlefield. Plaster it over your mouth so I don't have to hear you grovel ever again.
Why do you always be so rude?
Because you're you.
Yeah, it's moving it around.
So much more aggressive. I'm so sorry. That's okay. That was straight up face. I'm so sorry.
John, you're so rude.
I am.
Stigmas don't affect me at all. People in high school used to poke and prod it about it, going, "Oh, so what? You yell fireball or lightning bolt and go huzzah every 10 seconds?" And I'd play that up a bit and go, "Hell yeah, I do."
No, good old bedroom. I don't know what much to say.
The worst period of my life was COVID. I went through the hell of it. I lost friends. I lost people I was very close with. Always hated losing people. And yeah, it's always been something I've been really deathly scared of when it does happen. My dad was a huge part of my life, like even though I knew him only for, to say of it, half my life. He, like, even today has always been my biggest inspiration. Like, he was a massive nerd. He was very into Star Wars and Star Trek. He loved fantasy. It always encouraged me more to be more of myself and be open about it, because he was never afraid to talk about his hobbies, never afraid to talk about his interests, so why should I be afraid?
Do you think that you are weird?
Absolutely. I think I am the weirdest person out there, but that's okay. Because if there weren't weird people, and if I wasn't around, life would be so much more boring.